Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is serial number 017 of the series Defeat the Shaitan. Inna alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayh. ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. In the previous sessions we have been talking of the speech of the shaitan, as has been mentioned in various parts of the Quran. And also we studied about his tricks, how he tries to take people astray, gives them false assurances, and finally backs out. Here is another such incident. Here I am referring to Surah Al-Hashr, Surah number 59, Ayah number 16. The interpretation reads, their allies defeated them like Shaitan when he says to man, disbelieve in Allah. But when a man disbelieves in Allah, Shaitan says, I am free of you, I fear Allah, the Rabb of the Alameen. It is their example is like the example of the Shaitan when he says to man, disbelieve. The Shaitan is telling the man, don't believe in Allah, disbelieve. And when he disbelieves, when the man falls a prey and disbelieves Allah, the Shaitan says, certainly I am free from you, I disassociate myself from you, I fear Allah. Very dangerous. Ibn Kathir said that this ayah is referring to an incident with the monk known as Barsisa. This has been a narration from Hazrat Ali. Allah only knows how much of these details are actually true. But this has been taken from Ibn Kathir. He was well known and he had worshipped Allah for over 60 years. And the Shaitan wanted to misguide him. Like I said before, the Shaitan attacks the most pious people, the scholars, the people of knowledge. So he is behind Barsisa also. So what happened was, the Shaitan possessed a woman who lived in his town, that is Barsisa's town. She had a family and had brothers. Now, they take her to Barsisa. They seek his help by saying that he is a pious and well-known person. Initially, Barsisa declines the request. Then the brothers say they have to travel out for some time. We don't know exactly what the purpose of travel is. The Shaitan goes to naturally the brothers want Barsisa to keep an eye on their sister. The Shaitan goes to Barsisa and tells him, if you don't help her, then who is going to help her? She has no one to take care of her. If you leave her like that, she will die. So very reluctantly he agrees and says to himself that he will put her separately in another corner. When he is to give her food, he would go to the place, put the food near the door, knock on the door and move away. Why? Because she is a non-mahram. Since she was possessed, he said that he will recite the ruqya on her from behind the door, that's outside her place. He does this for a while. Now the Shaitan comes to him after some time and says, how effective will be your ruqya? Look at her, she is sick. She is not getting better. She is all alone. She has no one to talk to. Can you not at least open the door and say something small? At least, if not that, at least open the door to do your ruqya. So next time what he does, he opens the door and he asks her how she is. He didn't do anything wrong. He keeps the door open. He goes out and from outside he does the ruqya. He does this for a few days. Again the shaitan comes to him. And the shaitan tells him, what are the people of the town going to say if they see you sitting outside her house? How will this look to the people? Go inside, give her the food, perform the ruqya and come out. Now as I am telling this, please look into the way people behave nowadays. Look into the way shaitan takes people out. We are more bothered about what other people are going to say. And we are ready to do anything, go to any extent just to please the people around us. Right. This happens for some time until he talks more to her. Naturally, she responds by talking to him. Over a period of time, they start developing feelings for one another until they start sleeping together, and ultimately she ends up becoming pregnant. The shaitan was quiet all this time. Now he goes back to Barsisa and asks him, hey, what have you done? Her brothers left her in your care, and you have taken undue advantage of the situation. You committed zina, and now she's pregnant. Then the shaitan himself says, I know your problem. I'll give you a good advice. Listen to it and you can easily get out of the situation. What is the advice he gives? He says, when the child is born, kill and bury the child. Now Barsisa felt he had no other option. He convinces her that this is the only way to move forward. And even though she is very upset, he decides to do it. When the baby is born, he kills the baby and buries the baby behind the house. So this could be a shut case? No. Some time passes and the shaitan comes back to Barsisa and tells him, how long do you think she's going to stay quiet about this situation? It is her own brothers. Sooner or later she's going to tell someone, or she may tell her own brothers, and when they find out, when they come to find out that you have committed zina with their sister and you murdered her child, you are certainly going to be in great trouble for that. After scaring Barsisa, he again says, I've got a very simple solution for this problem. He tells that all Barsisa has to do is to kill her. When the brothers come home, they already know that she was sick and they already know that Barsisa tried to help her. So Barsisa can tell them that she did not get better, she died and she was buried. Now Barsisa kills her and buries her behind the house as well. Some time passes. The brothers come back and ask about their sister. Barsisa said she was already ill. He tried his best to help her out of the situation, but she got worse and worse and ultimately she passed away. He consoled them by saying he had taken good care of her, and when she died, he prayed janazah on her. Listen carefully to these words. He tells the brothers that he prayed janazah on her. The brothers believe and trust him since they know he is a very pious and respected person. Now what does the shaitan go? He goes to the brothers. And he tells them, does it make sense that when she died and no one else knew about it? How can that be? Does it make sense that he prayed janazah and no one else was there to pray the janazah? Now this makes the brothers suspicious. They went around the town and asked if anyone saw her before her death or attended her janazah prayer. Naturally, they replied in the negative. The shaitan comes to them again and says, If they want to know the truth, just search around his house. They will find what they need there. So the brothers search around, they dig up, and then they find the bodies of their sister and the baby, and immediately realize what happened. They grab Barsisa, take him to the ruler, and the ruler decides that the punishment should be death for zina and the 2 murders and everything else that he had done. Now, this should have been the end of the story of Barsisa. No, the shaitan came to him in his last moments when he is being led to his death. The shaitan tells him, you know that I am your sincere advisor. I have been with you in every step of the way, and you know that you can trust me. Now I know how you can get out of this situation. Everything will be fine. All I need you to do is just one thing. In a feeling of desperation, Barsisa tells him that he is ready to do anything just to get out of this situation. The shaitan says, all I want you to do is to prostrate to me. Barsisa agrees and prostrates to the shaitan. The Quran says, when he did this kufr, the shaitan said, I am free from you. I have nothing to do with you. Barsisa prostrates to the shaitan. He is killed and he dies in a state of kufr. This is exactly what the shaitan wanted. You remember one of the first strategies that he tries? So, the moment he did kufr, the shaitan's last words were, I have nothing to do with you. And the shaitan does not end with this. It is not enough for him to bring someone into destruction, to abandon them. He now wants to twist the knife in the wound. He says, I fear Allah, the Rabb of the universe. It is the shaitan reminding Barsisa of Allah after it is too late. Likewise, the shaitan will do when people come on the day of the judgment and they are given the news of hellfire. It may seem like a story, but just recall the incidents and the various ways that the shaitan tries to lead Barsisa astray and how desperately Barsisa becomes and how shaitan keeps on coming to him from time to time and time to time, coming as a friend, coming as a well-wisher, but misleading him in the bargain. We must, through this lesson, through this story, we must analyze our own lives. How many times do we give ourselves away to the whispers of the shaitan, to the waswasa of the shaitan? And when we get into a bad situation, we don't turn towards Allah with all positivity, seek His forgiveness, seek His mercy, but we try to get out of the situation. And who comes to help us? The shaitan. What does the shaitan do? He puts us into a worse situation. Ultimately to such a situation that kufr is done. Na'udhu billah. We must learn, basically me first, and each one of us should learn and be extremely careful at the way the shaitan can take us astray. So such innocent words he uses, and so nicely he keeps mentioning, like as if he's our best friend, our well-wisher. And ultimately when he takes us astray, na'udhu billah, he just walks out and says, I have nothing to do with this. I fear Allah. May Allah protect us from the shaitan. May Allah give us sufficient knowledge regarding the deen, regarding the Quran, and regarding the laws and legislations of Allah, and also regarding the infinite forgiveness and mercy of Allah that is always ready for us. Let us not turn to the shaitan in desperation. Let us turn to Allah with full hope that He will forgive us and have mercy on us, insha'Allah. Allahumma inni as'aluka ईमानम मुस्तकीमा व फदलन दाइमा व नज़र रहमा व इल्मन नाफिआ व अक़लन कामिला व क़ल्बम मुनव्वरा व तौफ़ीक़न एहसाना व तौबतन नसूहा व सब्रन जमीला व अजरन अज़ीमा व लिसानन ज़ाकिरा व बदनन साबिरा व रिज़्क़न वासिआ व सय्यम मशकूरा व ज़ंबम मग़फ़ूरा व अमलन मक़बूला व दुआअम मुस्तजाबा व जन्नतुल फ़िरदौसी नईमा बिरहमतिक या अरहमुर राहिमीन आमीन या रब्बिल आलमीन। अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू।